If you're over 30 and you feel like staying in shape takes twice the effort that it used to, you're not crazy.
And spoiler alert, it's not because your metabolism suddenly stopped working.
Yeah, that's the common excuse, but it's totally not true.
Sorry, guys.
The real problem is something nobody warned you about.
Your life changed and you didn't adjust your routine to match it.
And we've seen this happen hundreds of times.
Oh, yeah. When does your metabolism slow down? Because this is all I've heard my whole life.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like a truism. Most people believe that metabolism, after 30, or they'll tell you, wait till you're 40.
I've been hearing my whole life, brother.
Your whole life. Yeah, you're skinny now, but wait till you're 40. But that's actually not true. What actually happens is if you're not stimulating the muscle, it's use it or lose it. So if you're not stimulating it, if you're not using it, if you're not lifting weights or exercising, guess what's going to happen? Less muscle mass.
And what happens when you're 30? You're busier, you work out less, you sleep worse. All of these things are a compounding effect. So I guess that's what affects your metabolism?
Absolutely. You're moving less, usually sitting more. You're going to work, you sit in a car, and you're probably not exercising as much as you did in your 20s.
Are you talking to me or are you talking
teens.
to them? So what actually happens when you turn 30? It's not a magic dial that your body just goes 30 and your metabolism turns off. What actually happens is your career responsibilities increase. You're more likely to have a family, so that pressure is there. You're more likely to sleep less.
Yeah, so recovery suffers.
Yeah.
And let's face it, you just have less time. Like, you remember what it was like to be 20?
Yes.
You spend 2 hours in the gym, and then it's like, I wonder where life takes me. Maybe I'll go get a smoothie or a protein shake.
Yeah, after, let's go have lunch somewhere, why don't we?
Now it's like people laugh at me because as somebody with small kids, if my friend wants to hang out, I'm like, yeah, let me know 2 months in advance. I'll schedule it. I'll put it in my calendar that I actually have in my kitchen. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just have no time.
And the real issue is you usually don't see it coming because it's not something that just happens overnight. It's a slow build.
Absolutely. It's one missed workout leads to a week. Something comes up in your life. You miss another workout. You put on a pound, you put on 3. It happens very gradually, almost so gradual that you almost don't notice until maybe you see yourself in a picture or you step on a scale and you're like, wow, did I really gain 20 pounds?
I was about to say, we've all heard that before, I have no idea how this happened. And it's actually true. It's not somebody like BSing. It happens so gradually that you might not even notice it.
And that's the big difference in your 30s and up, is that because you don't have time, because other things are tugging at your responsibilities and time, then you're missing these things that used to be just like you were locked in maybe in your 20s.
Hopefully.
But now all of a sudden, it's like you've missed that one workout, but really you missed 2 or 3. And these things add up. Like when you're not locked in like that, those little gradual changes start to happen and you almost don't even notice them. So what we're trying to say is that it's not this dramatic catastrophe that happens like, boom, you gained 20 pounds or boom, you lost muscle.
Boom, metabolism off.
Exactly. It's very gradual. And that is where a lot of the danger lies with anything having to do with fitness, is that it's not, if it was happening overnight, you would have known like, oh wow, what happened here? But it's not. It happens it's so subtle that it almost like you have no time to be like, oh wow, this is happening, and intervene.
And it makes it harder for you to act upon it because like you said, if it happens overnight, hey, this happened, whatever, I broke my finger, I'm gonna go the next day to get a cast. You know what I mean? That's immediate.
Exactly.
This is such a slow little thing. It's like, oh, tweaking your knee slowly every day. You're not gonna go get your knee checked because it's slowly tweaked every day. But once it actually happens and an injury happens, then you gotta go get it checked out. So it's
then you know.
Yeah, you know. And if you know,
you know.
So what can we actually do to combat this metabolism turning off effect that people are clamoring about?
Well, first of all, you have to realize that you can't train like you did when you were 22 anymore. It's just not gonna work. So you need structure. You're gonna need a little bit more discipline. I know that's a loaded word, but when you were 22, you could, oh, I missed a workout today, I'll just go tomorrow. I have nothing to do tomorrow. But when you're 36 and you have a family, if you're supposed to work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you miss one of those, that's a big percentage of your workout regimen that just got changed. So you're gonna have to have more structure.
100%. That's what we were saying earlier. And something I always say to my clients is, I'd rather you give me 3 days that are non-negotiable. You're 100% gonna work out. Even if one of the days you're, I don't feel like lifting, I showed up, but that's it. I'd rather you do that than quote unquote 6 optimized workouts that are random and that you might miss and they're sporadic.
100%. That brings me to the next point, which is consistency beats intensity every time.
Every single time.
And of course, you're sick of hearing about consistency, but the reason everybody talks about it is because it works and it's true. What that means is it doesn't matter if you worked out for a full week, like hardcore 100%, if you then miss the next week. Like you said, I'd rather you do, get those 30 minutes in. Hey,
Yeah.
you're busy. Your kid just is taking a nap. Get in there and do your 30-minute workout. I promise you that that's going to do so much more for you than just skipping the day because it's not quote unquote optimized and you're not going to get that full hour.
Yeah, and having a system beats motivation every time.
Absolutely. One thing that's helpful with all this is actually having a program that you follow, because now all of a sudden you can't really afford to do random workouts. First of all, random workouts often leads to random results.
Ooh.
So having an actual program that you have to stick to, it gives you a little bit more compliance, right? It's like I have to do day one, my pull leg day or whatever it is. So having an actual program that has progressive overload built into it is gonna just make you think twice before skipping any of those workouts.
100%.
Look, the reality is you have a lot going on. You have a family, you might have a spouse, you have a job, you have all these things that are taking up your time. The last thing you need is to decide, what am I gonna do today? What workout am I gonna do? Should I train legs? Should I do that machine or this one? So
Honestly, the less you have to think about, the more systematic it is, the better that's going to be for you in the long run.
the less decisions, more structure.
Or better. And the main issue with reverting to your default settings, which whether you like them or not, we all have our default mode that we get into, and it's usually a comfortable mode, is that your life no longer supports being fit. You're too busy.
Yeah, so you have to change those default settings and put yourself in a scenario where now all of a sudden fitness is a part of your life. But you have to be really careful, because if you're not aware of this, then you're gonna slowly drift. It's not like you're gonna notice right away.
Yeah.
It's gonna drift away unless you have made this a part of your daily structure and your routine. And if you're watching this video, then you are actively trying to do something about it. You're actively trying to make a change and include fitness into your life. So kudos to you. Staying fit after 30 isn't about grinding harder or trying to fix your broken metabolism. It's about refusing to drift.